Y'all know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Here's some business, but I wanted to talk about stop signs and red lights. One time when I was in college, I was young and stupid, so I would do dumb stuff when I was in my college town. Like I would drive right through a stop sign at night. It'd be like 12 at night, 1 in the morning. I'm coming from a party or coming from hanging out or coming from some girl's house or something. And I'd be like, why not just ride right through this stop sign without stopping? There ain't no cars out here. It ain't gonna be no accident. Nobody's gonna see it. I'm not bothering nobody. Let me just do that. And I remember I did that once when I was a freshman. Once my freshman year, I did that. I rode right through a stop sign without stopping. And there was a cop sitting up in the cut, right? In the cut, I guess he was just waiting for somebody to roll through that stop sign. And I happened to be the dummy who rolled through the stop sign. I got a ticket for going through the stop sign. Then when I was like a junior, I did the same thing in a different town, different school, and I got caught rolling through the stop sign. When the cop pulled me over the second time as a junior, the first time, the guy didn't ask me no questions. He just wrote the ticket because it was open shut case. I was going fast too. Second time, he was like, hey, what are you supposed to do at a stop sign? And I was like, you're supposed to stop. And then he said, well, what did you do? And I was like, I stopped. And I know I hadn't stopped. He knew I hadn't stopped either. He just looked at me, shook his head, and he took my stuff and he went and wrote me a ticket. The reason I'm bringing that all up to y'all is to let you know that in life, you're going to come to a lot of bumps in your road. Whatever it is you're doing, whether you're playing a sport, you're building a business, you know, you're trying to improve yourself as a person. Maybe you're trying to put on some muscle. Maybe you're trying to lose some weight. Maybe you're trying to make a relationship better with your kids, maybe a relationship with your family, maybe an intimate relationship with a male or a female. There are going to be bumps in the road. There are going to be times where things don't go the way you want them to go. You'll be putting in all this work on your basketball game and then still play bad in the game. There'll be times when you put all this work into a relationship and that person still does some asshole shit that makes you mad. Like, why would they do that when I'm trying to be so nice to them and make this work? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know that there are gonna be times when you're building your business, or if you just opened your own business, or you're running a business, or maybe you're a solopreneur or something that you're doing, and you're putting in all the work, you're doing all the right things, but for whatever reason you're not getting the clients, you're not getting the customers, people are just not seeing your vision of what you're trying to do in your business, and you're just not getting the support that you want to get, even though you're doing all of the right things. All of you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? What you have to understand in life though is that there's a huge difference between a stop sign and a red light. There's a huge difference between a stop sign and a red light. See, in life, when you're trying to play your sport and you work hard all summer, then you try out for the basketball team and you don't make it, that's not a red light. That's not a red light that says you absolutely must stop here and not do anything ever again until this light turns green. It's a stop sign. Is a stop sign, which means you're going to stop temporarily. You face a temporary setback to your progress, but once you're going to get over this setback because it's only a temporary stop, and then you keep moving all over again. Maybe you can find another team to play for. Maybe you can use that as motivation to work on your game till the next year. Maybe you could go join a local rec team until the next year's season comes around. But as a stop sign is not a red light. A lot of times in life, people come to stop signs, situations that don't work the way that they want them to work. Maybe they face a bump in the road. They did all the right things in order and they still didn't get the right result. They presented everything perfectly, but people still didn't want to buy their products. They presented themselves perfectly, but still nobody wanted to hire them for a job. They started their business and they dressed it up perfectly. They got all the social media in order and still nobody came in and bought nothing. And they look at it as a red light. Like, this must mean that this is a red light. This must be a sign from God that this is not supposed to work out. This must be a sign from God that I'm big boned, that I'm never supposed to get skinny. This must be a sign from God that basketball is just not for me. It's damn near impossible for me to make it in basketball. All these negative things that keep happening, they're actually not negative things. They're just things that you decide to look at as negative. All these outcomes that I don't want keep happening. This must be a sign that things are just not supposed to work out for me. That's how people interpret red lights often in life. There's so many people in life who interpret not red lights, but rather stop signs. They interpret stop signs as red lights, and they stop themselves from their own progress. They stop themselves from continuing and doing what they want to do in life. And if all they had to do was just keep going, put their foot on the gas one more time. If they would have just put their foot on the gas one more time, they would have realized, like, oh shit, the car will keep moving if I just put my foot on the damn gas. But they decided to take their foot off the gas, they turned off the ignition, put the car in park, they got out and they walked home. Any of you ever seen somebody do that before? They was in a car, the car broke down, or at least they thought it broke down, so they just took their key out, left it on the side of the road, and walked home. That's what so many people do when it comes to their goals, when it comes to their ambitions, when it comes to their dreams, and when it comes to their success. They get to a point where the car is not moving, they're at a stop sign, but they think they're at a red light, so they just stop moving completely, they get out and they walk. And then they never get to where they want to go. And usually, you know what? You know where people usually walk when they get out of their car? When they stop at a stop sign that they interpreted as a red light. They don't walk forward to still get to their goal slowly. They walk backwards. They go back home. They like, you know what? This car ain't working. I'm here at this red light. You know what? Forget it. They stop their car, they get out, and then they go back home. They walk back to where they came from, and they have no progress to speak of. This is how so many people do things in their lives. And here's the even worse thing that people do that I want to make sure that y'all don't do. A lot of times people put red lights in their own path and they never even get started. They don't even give the stop sign a chance to stop them. So before they even get started, they say, okay, well, you know what? All this looks like a great idea, but you know what? I'm not going to do it because this might go wrong. And I know this person is not going to be on board with helping me. And I know these people are not going to be for me. They're going to be against me. And I know I'm not cool with these people. So I know it's not going to work out if I go that way. So because of all these red lights that they created in their mind, mental red lights, they stop themselves from ever getting going. They don't even get to a stop sign, let alone a red light. But they completely stop themselves from getting going. They basically make it a detour that says all the roads are closed and you're not allowed to leave your house. And they end up doing a whole bunch of absolutely nothing with their lives because they put red lights in their mind before anything even happened. Have any of you ever done that before? Any of you know anybody? Maybe you know somebody very well who's done something like that before. My instruction to you today, as of the time of this stream that you are watching, is to stop putting stop signs and red lights in front of you that do not exist, especially the red lights. Because if you hit a stop sign, you can stop at a stop sign. Just like that cop said to me, what are you supposed to do at a stop sign? You're supposed to stop at the stop sign, and then you're supposed to keep going. But what a lot of people do at stop signs is they stop, they get out the car, and they start walking back home. Because they're like, uh-oh, well, there's one bump in the road. I knew this wasn't going to work out. And then they turn around and go where they came from. And understand, when you come to a red light, there are not that many red lights in the world. This is like one of those, life is like one of those small towns where there's only like one traffic light. You know what I'm talking about? Where there's only like one traffic light. So understand that most of the stops that you come to are stop signs and not red lights. Stop stopping yourself. Stop letting other people's negativity stop you. Stop letting other people's opinions stop you. And most importantly, stop making yourself stop you by the imagined negativity, the imagined opinions, the imagined fear, the imagined negative energy that you're going to get from other people. Even if you do get it, who the hell cares? If your goal is big enough, if your reason is big enough, if your why is big enough, it doesn't matter how many stop signs you come to. If any of you ever drove a route that you could probably go through the highway, but instead you took the local roads and you came to a whole bunch of stop signs, if it's important enough for you to get to that destination, you got enough gas in your car and you know where you're going, you got the directions. It means you got the motivation is the gas, you know where you're going, you know where you want to go, that's the priority, those are the goals, is your directions. If you got gas and you got directions and you in a car, don't matter how many stop signs you come to, you still want to get to your destination because you really need to get there. You need to ask yourself, is your destination a real destination if you are allowing a stop sign to stop you? Any of you on Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. If you got a question, you can hit me on Snap. I will snap you back. You got a question, business inquiries, and then you want to work for me, go to dreallday.com/biz, dreallday.com/biz, B-I-Z. And you want to ask me a question directly outside of Snapchat, send me an email, dre@dreallday.com. Everybody have a great evening. Work on your fucking game. Make sure you get my first book, Buy a Game. It is free. Click the link right here below in the video description. I'm on all your favorite social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. All the links are right down here below. Is either Dre Baldwin or Dre All Day on each one of those sites. And make sure you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button down there and the thumbs up like button. Subscribe so you catch all the new content. I work on your game. Dre All Day.